thing here. I have this old iPhone4S, which I've been using a lot, especially on car meets and having an extra camera. And it does the job, but I wanted something more here. So I had this old Griffin shell for this iPhone4S, which I bought in Japan when I was there a couple of years ago, and it came to use a lot. I mean, I dropped it a couple of times, especially on car meets and stuff like that, when you are like driving and recording at the same time. And I had this mount from GPS or phone holder, which I used the holder to permanently attach to one of my cars. So the bracket was sort of useless, but then I got an idea. I could use this old Griffin security shell and reattach it to this extra mount with a suction cup, which I can use later on as a poor man's GoPro. So we'll see how everything fits when I'm finished. I had to snap off the remaining holders, like so. And they're just a bunch of L-shaped plastic mounts like this. And I drilled some holes in the internal shell, which is located inside the rubber shell. And I'm gonna use zip ties, of course, because that's what I do when I fix things, to mount this over this, and therefore making a 4S GoPro with more features. Living in a digital world. Can't you see them on the screen? You're the master, you're the key. And we're back. This is the result. Not bad, if I should say so myself. 2 zip ties, opposite directions, really snug fit. And case just sleeved back on, like usual. No problems there. And I'm just gonna reattach this to the holder again. And otherwise, no problems to just mount this on a windshield or on the instrument panel as well. So I'll get back in another video trying this thing out, and also charging the battery. This was the result. So, I found a good positioning for my GoPro, 4S GoPro, that is. So this iPhone4S will act as a camera and also RPM counter or a GPS. I can also see how fast I'm traveling and well, use some apps, record, as you can see here. I can also have a video conversation if possible, and it won't obstruct my line of sight either because it's so small, so there's no problem for me to keep driving. And also, as it's a suction cup, it's easy for me to remove and play somewhere else on the car, because this is supposed to be something I use during races or car meets, and I can record from, well, outside and inside depending on what my conditions are. I also found this really handy old sun cell charger for the old versions of iPhones and iPads, like this. As you can see, it has a socket like this, which is easy to just flip out and eject. And I also have everything prepared for charging, as you can see here inside my car. And I'm guessing there's a lot of haters out there who doesn't like my setups, as I'm using wooden screws and brackets like this to keep my gauges up in fiberglass. Anywho, so what's good is, in this case, when using screws like this and brackets, is that I can mount my charger behind them and make it possible for me to charge the old-fashioned way. But this old cell charger, sun cell charger, I bought in Japan for my mom back in the days, is not needed anymore, but I figured out that it's a good addition to this poor man's GoPro, if I manage to put it into this. Let's see here. There we go. And the good thing is it's flexible, so it doesn't have to be like this. Oh, and you see it starts up here because this one hasn't charged. I actually put this by the window a couple of days for it to recharge itself, and it still works. And I think this thing is over 8 years old, approximately. So yeah. So when I'm around driving, I don't need to use my actual charger. I can also use the sun cell charger, and I can also move it away from me so it doesn't obstruct my sight, which is cool. So I'll be testing out to see if it records like I want it to do when I'm driving, and maybe refit the positioning a little bit depending on the camera lens, which is located up here. But I like the position for me to record myself as well from this position, which makes for cool movies when I'm gonna record some racing. So there it is. Easy, cool setup, using old tech to stay low tech and not throw everything away. I'll make some other videos when I'm doing some car meets and stuff using this to see how it holds up. So, the poor man's GoPro. As you can see here, it's a good little invention if you want to save some cash. That's it for now. Bye.